Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sedona International Film Festival. I'm your host, Carol Kahn. We are celebrating our 30th anniversary and would like to thank our sponsors, our hoteliers, restaurateurs, all the volunteers who have participated in this year's festival. We are coming to you live from Yavapai College, who's one of our sponsors, along with Northern Arizona Healthcare, who's our presenting sponsor. Thank you to all the volunteers and everybody who participates year after year. We're so grateful for you and your participation and support. And this is a fun moment, bittersweet. I don't even know how to describe it right now, but as you know, I love Patrick Schweiss and our director of publicity. Well, you have a different title, but it's okay. Steve Carr, who's been with us with me for 7 years, with the film festival for over 20 years, and actually he has done publicity for Sedona for over 30 years. We're trying to figure it out, but I think it's been over 30 years. And he's still a youngster, but at the time was a youngster.
Yeah. How do you define that?
He's retiring at 43.
That's right. And everybody knows Patrick Schweiss, our executive director of the Sedona International Film Festival. Thank you both for being here. So excited, yes, bittersweet, because our leader is leaving us, Steve Carr, after time. He's retiring. And when he told me Saturday evening, I almost burst into tears, and it was right before a red carpet that I had to do.
I did burst into tears, and it was right before an introduction that I had to do.
So his timing is perfect.
Yeah. When did you become that kind of your timing used to be a little better.
Years of experience.
That's right.
Yes, and the two of you have worked together for,
A long time.
Long time.
Well, we've done this
20 years.
this for 20 years together, but I previously had worked with him with the Sedona Arts Festival. I was on the board of the Sedona Arts Festival. Of course, he did all the work for the Sedona Cultural Park, the Jazz Festival. In fact, we met, I believe, turning the clocks back, because of Marion Herman. All this time with the Jazz Festival and all the people you worked with at the Jazz Festival and the Cultural Park.
She's the one who introduced us, right?
Right. So it was all those wonderful people that put us together, and you meet Steve and you fall in love with him.
Yes.
And then he's like the bad penny that won't go away. You can't do without him. And he's been an amazing partner in all of this, and he's literally taken us, because in this time we went from a 2.5-day festival to a 9-day festival, and then to owning art house theaters all year long. And he's been with us this whole time. I mean, he did the media campaign when we were building the first theater. He did the media campaign when we built the second theater. And now we're a 9-day festival, 150 films, have been for a few years. So he's been an integral part of our growth and everything media.
It's been a great run. I
Yeah.
mean, truthfully, telling you guys that I was retiring was the toughest tell for me. I mean, I told the other clients, and because I love this week and I have a great time and I meet great people and I work with incredible people, like in this room right here, and it was tough. It's time for me, and I tell the story all the time. When we first started, it was a 3-day weekend, and we were in a space next to the Harkins Theater.
Yes,
And
which is, yeah.
And so we have this incredible media room now, and I had a media closet.
We did not come, the saying, we came from humble beginnings. It was very true. And less than that.
Right?
Yeah.
So on a piece of paper, I wrote media room, I taped it to the wall.
That's right.
Two people that were doing all these interviews, and I called it grab and drag. I would go out and find filmmakers, and I would grab them and drag them into the media room to do an interview.
Yeah.
And back then, I remember, I'll never forget, because Pat would have to call filmmakers and plead for them to submit their films.
Right. We would
And
be
now-
begging
And now he's got filmmakers begging and pleading
us
for them.
to show them. So, yeah.
But he's the reason this festival is what it is. I mean, it's been watching it and being part of the growth has been a great experience. It's been a great run. But I truthfully say, and I tell this to everybody, you are the reason this festival is as good as it is.
Thank you.
And has the reputation that it has. And the other thing I tell people is, if anybody spends 15 minutes with you alone, they need a nap. Because you just suck the energy out of the room.
I've been known to be an energy sucker. I have. But it's been a really wonderful and mutually beneficial relationship for both of us. I'm very proud that we are your last client. He you technically retired, I think, 2 years ago
Well, I
from
semi-retired
most of your
last year.
clients,
Yeah,
right?
right. I only had
And held on to a small handful of us, and one by one said goodbye to his other clients, and we were the last one, like clinching on, just hoping we could keep Steve for.
Well, I
a lot
I
longer.
struggled with how I was going to do this, but it's it's time for me to do other things,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to it, and moving on, and I'll be watching,
Yes, you will.
but it's time, but
And
it
he's
has-
going to leave us in good shape. He's going to help us with finding his replacement,
Right,
and
Yeah, but he's irreplaceable.
he is irreplaceable. And
I'm
he's
telling
left
you, you're irreplaceable.
incredibly large shoes to fill.
Yes.
Thank you.
Which is
No,
going
I-
to be very, very tough.
Yes.
I appreciate that, but it's been fun. We've had some laughs.
Oh my!
We've had some tears.
Yeah.
We've
Oh, yes.
experienced some bizarreness and some crazy people.
We survived Ann Mira, rest in peace. We survived the entire Servino family, rest in well, one of you, Papa, rest in peace.
Right.
And lovely, lovely people, all of them. But there was really hilariously funny situations that happened while they were here. So,
Yeah.
and we stuck it out all through it together.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite experiences was when Nicolas Cage was here, and he came with his entourage of 8, including his hairdresser and her dog.
Yes, yes, so many.
I missed that year.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I mean, we've had some really fun times in here, just kind of trying to figure out everybody. And
Yeah.
Moving from one space to another, I mean, we outgrew the spaces we were in, and then the college has been wonderful in giving us
absolutely
this space.
fantastic.
And,
Yeah, my college is amazing.
Yeah,
for
and
giving us
bringing
this space.
and being able to bring in this technology that we've been able to bring in, and if I can tell one story, we were talking about the other day, when we were at the previous hotel that was the headquarters, I had gotten a small room for an interview, and Joan Collins,
Oh yes.
and it was a tiny room, and we had a lot of media and brought in a lot of lights, and couldn't get the air conditioning low enough, and Joan Collins comes in, and she's wearing a fur coat. And she sat down at the table, and we were there for, it seemed like 2 days, but it was 10 or 15, 20 minutes. She answered all the questions. She sat there, as you would expect Joan Collins to, and she got up and she left. And I ran into her manager a little bit later, and he said, it was great, but she was drenched by the time she was out of there because she never took her fur coat off. And it was so hot in that room.
It was. And we started, like he said, when we started back then, back 20 years ago, we were in what is now the Verizon Wireless building. We had a little tiny media thing set up there. And then we went to where what is now Snap Fitness. And then one year we had the tent set up in the parking lot. And we just gone through so many different iterations of both our workshop space, our VIP space, and our media lounge, that it's just been kind of fun to graduate to something so professional like this. And of course, Sedona Media Services and taking such good care of us and working hand in hand with Steve has been just wonderful. It's amazing as a film festival director. I'm juggling a lot of balls, and I never, ever, ever have to think about media and publicity because of this guy.
Yeah.
And I never have to think about the media lounge because of this guy and Sedona Media Services. So it's really wonderful that that whole piece of that pie, I never have to worry. It's going to be done, and it's going to be done professionally and wonderfully and fun, and our filmmakers rave about it.
Well, and what I've found is that filmmakers, particularly the small film, short films, whether they're docs or features or comedies, whatever, they don't get the chance to get interviewed.
Right?
And when they find out that we're offering every filmmaker who wants an opportunity to come and sit for a live streaming interview that they can capture and use for their purposes, they're amazed by that kind of, I don't want to call it a service, but it's a benefit.
Definitely.
For
Definitely
being
a perk for them
at
being
the Sedona
that's right.
International Film Festival, because they don't get that opportunity anywhere, as far as I know.
Right.
You may know
I
better than
I agree with you. And by making them available to them on YouTube, and they can share it with their channels and use it and download it, it's just a really wonderful service. And it's so fun every year to go, oh my gosh, we have 150 films in the lineup, and by the week before the festival, Steve will email and say, we already have 80 interviews already scheduled and counting. I don't even know how there's enough hours in the day for you all to do what you do, but it's so wonderful. They feel so well, the filmmakers feel so well taken care of because of this process that you created.
Well, thank you. The funny part is, by the end of the week, we're like hallucinating.
Oh yeah.
Because that started on Monday.
I was going to say, wait now. We're at the halfway point today, so that did start for me quite a while ago.
Started on Monday for us.
By this point, we're in therapy.
Well, but the team comes in, they're ready to roll. As tired as everybody is, particularly by the end of the week, you never can tell. I mean, it's a great group. They're professional. And the filmmakers never know how tired, but we know how tired they are. They're going to all the parties.
That's right, exactly.
We've learned to
I
pace
don't go to,
ourselves. I know
right.
you don't go to any. I pace myself now.
I go to them all.
He does.
I'm still up
He
at
does.
6:30 every next morning to get ready for the next day.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know.
You know, but we've talked about this before, but the thing is that like blows my mind. We wait, like as soon as it's over, we're in a state of, at least I am, I'm in a state of depression. So like, I'm like, what just happened? Like now I'm depressed because like we had so much fun and then we can't wait. So Steve and I, we've been talking like every single year so far, we're going to get together. Like I'm going to come down to Phoenix.
Right.
We're going to get together. Right. And then before we know it, it's a film festival. Like it's a week, 2 weeks before we start getting our emails. And I'm like, what happened to the year? Like, we didn't get together. Like what is going on?
Well, now you have to come to Phoenix.
right.
Exactly. Now I promise that we definitely will
The
do
good
that.
news for me is that coming back, when I come back to the festival, I can actually go and see the movies. The
That's
film,
true.
because I never get
You
to
and
see
your
them.
wife Phyllis can have a date and go to the movies.
Right,
That's
which
right.
we never get to do, or I never get to do, but I get the screeners and I could see that. But look, I don't have to tell you or anybody who's watching this, or seeing a film in the theater is what is so much of the experience. And,
really is.
And so, you know, Phyllis and I have been talking about how we're looking forward to just being part of that.
Yeah.
And just sitting in the theater and
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
wonderful to actually have you as an audience member. I won't really know how to act having you as an audience
No, it'll
member.
be like, Steve,
And-
the media room is like right over here. The computer's all set up. Let's go.
And I really won't know how to act the first time next year as we're preparing for the festival. And a media person texts me and says, I'd like to get media credentials for your festival. How do I do that? How do I cover it? And it's just a natural for me to hit reply, CC him, and say, our publicist Steve Carr is CC'd here. He'll take care of you. And you just kind of go, oh, whew, that's off my plate.
Right.
well, somebody will take care of it.
I know,
we'll make it.
but yours is automatically going to come out.
We should just keep sending it to him anyway.
I think we should, just to torment him.
I think so. So maybe he'll just show
Yeah.
up and then we'll be here like, what? Like, you know, he always used to bring us treats in the media room, and like in the morning, it's always pleasant to come in and he takes care of us. Like there's been times, Tanya and I were just talking about it at lunch, you know, about how sometimes we've had over the top celebrities, and, you know, Steve has been there, like really taking care of us, like, you know, not, you know, sometimes they say things to us and he's just right there, like, you
Yeah.
know, protecting us, and, you know, we don't have our protector, so,
I know.
You'll find one.
no.
But I love you guys. I mean,
Wait, you'll find him. He'll be in the movie, in the theaters, watching the
No,
movies.
I'll be there grabbing him. We need you now.
Yeah. His cell phone will
do.
be going
no,
off.
no, my phone will be off.
No.
Oh, we know where you're sitting.
So, Pat, this year things are a little bit different because I know from the media room our schedules have been shortened a little bit. So, like when you were talking about how do we do all the interviews and stuff, there's been times where we've done like I think 150 interviews. Actually, one year we did it.
90 was the most. 93, I think.
I thought it was more than that because I counted. We like
It
squeezed.
feels
people
like
in.
more
We
than
do
that.
No, we squeezed people
It's like
in.
dog years.
It was at the Rouge, whatever
Right,
it was, or it's not the Rouge anymore. But anyway, but it was like a ton. So, and then this year, at least our schedule has been shortened because of our 30th anniversary and some of the events and things that are happening. So this year, you did something a little bit differently, and how's it working out? Like,
Well, it's really been fun for us because we've made, in my opinion, we've made the 30th anniversary celebration more inclusive. And by inclusive, I mean of the whole community. You know, so many times our parties, our special events, all those kind of things are limited to the pass holders that have the top passes. You know, our sponsors, our VIPs, our big donors, our big members. All great and all well deserved. And we will always, always, always do that. This year for our 30th, though, we wanted to kind of extend that and create 3 events that would be open to the public. You know, if you're at one of those films, you'll get to be part of the celebration. So we did that opening day. Whoever was at the, opening day, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock films could come to the opening 30th anniversary celebration kickoff. You know, tonight, the Grease party, after the Grease sing-along. You know, it's open to everyone who is at that event. You know, for your $18 ticket, you get a big party sponsored by Talakapaki, complete with a band, food, drinks. You know, it's just a really wonderful thing. And then, of course, ending it on Sunday night, not doing closing night films, but instead doing a free concert to celebrate this community and all they've meant to us for 30 years and making 30 years of the Sedona Film Festival possible. And featuring a local band, a band that was born and raised here, Jenna Cunningham and Daniel Waters, and they have the Waters Band out of Austin, Texas. They're bringing their 7-piece band to Sedona. We get to celebrate a total Sedona celebration and open to everyone. So we really feel good about that. I know it has put a little crimp in the style of the media room because we've taken some of those spots where we need you over on the red carpet when you normally would be in here doing interviews.
Yeah, no, that's actually, it worked out. It's beautiful. It's actually still beautiful. We, I don't know, it's like clockwork. It really is. You don't even think about it anymore. You just kind of do it. It doesn't matter if it's, a shortened day or a long day, we still do it.
Right, good.
So, yeah. But it's true with the team, especially with Ron and Angelo, it's, the time that they need to set up. I think that's really important to do
But
that.
it's another reason this festival is as good as it is, because you take care of the people, not only who are filmmakers, but you take care of the people who are living in this community.
Yeah.
Right.
And who, who want to experience it. And to your point, who may not have the opportunity to go to the parties at night. And here's this opportunity to have a greater role and more memories. Yeah, it's wonderful.
I always say it's the only time in Sedona, the year of Sedona, where there's actually parties that begin at 9 o'clock at night. Because usually, the town kind of shuts down. We're a little sleepy. Yeah. Kind of shuts down at 9 o'clock, and now our parties all begin then. So it's kind of exciting and fun.
Which is the reason I don't go, because by 9 o'clock, I'm out.
But he will be able to go when he's a patron at the film
That's
festival.
right. We'll expect to see you there.
That's right.
You can sleep whenever you want to.
Exactly.
All right. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Not on our time schedule. So Pat, and I've used this terminology in doing all my interviews, and when people ask me, like, who's coming to Sedona, meaning celebrities, and I say Pat hates that.
I hate that question.
I know, and so it doesn't matter, right? So this is a filmmakers film festival.
It is.
And we communicate that to everybody, because when all the filmmakers walk in here, they're shocked, number one, that we're doing this. And then on top of that, it's like, it's about you. It's about, not you, the filmmakers. And you've always said that. And so, I think from us, we've learned that, it really isn't about, like, who's coming here. It really is the story of the filmmakers.
It is. The filmmakers, we always say, and it sounds so cliche-ish, but it's very true. The filmmakers are our celebrities for the week. Anyone who loves and appreciates independent film, it's not about the celebrity. Those are nice things that come along. Every festival has to have a celebrity, and they're great and they're wonderful in their role. But for those who really truly love independent films, it's about the films, and it's about the content, and it's about the story. And that is much, much more important to me than the who's coming question and that kind of thing. And Steve's found out, poor Steve, goes through this every year with me, because he has to ask that question, because of course that's what the media outlets are interested in. What big names do you have coming? What big celebrities do you have coming? So he knows I don't like that question. He has to ask it because he has to do his job. And so it's really a struggle to find that balance. He's found it beautifully, but it's a struggle every year to find that balance between what we promote, because we want it to be all about the independent films. We want it to be all about the independent filmmakers. But we know the celebrity, the eye candy, is what attracts people to come, and then they notice the other films.
Right.
So so it's a balancing act, I think, every year. But we really do try to instill that the filmmakers are very special when they come here, and I think we do a good job of that. All of our departments do a good job.
Agreed. I mean, the filmmakers are treated very specially, and they feel it. We hear it all the time when you have filmmakers in here, how it's warm and they're accepted, and people are wonderful to them, and so that message gets across.
Yeah. It really does.
To them.
Yeah. And it's odd. It's not really odd, but like I watched this, the people who came. So Wendy Malick, Amy Glazer, Ray Abruzzo. Yeah. And so, and I was watching them at Seven Canyons, sort of like mingling, like intermingling. They all stayed together as a team, because like you could see that, but they were like intermingling with people. And I told you that once before when Xander Berkeley was here.
Right.
I said, the one thing I loved about him was that he took the time, and we were at a party at, I want to say, Steakhouse 89, but he went to like filmmakers and would sit down with them and talk to them for like an hour about filmmaking. And I had never seen that before. It wasn't like he went off somewhere else. You know, they all participated. And it was really hard for me to discern, like, who were the celebrity, who were the filmmakers, you know, because everybody sort of intermingled together.
Right.
And it was such a beautiful, beautiful connection. And then on top of that, you know, what I've loved is, you know, and it's the relationships. You know, you've talked
Right.
about the filmmakers who like coming back, but to me, it's also about the relationships of those who keep coming back year after year. And we see that, like Miles was here, and he,
Yeah.
filmmaker, but he's going to come back, you know,
Miles,
maybe.
Dylan, Danny, I
Yes.
mean, all these people that have come in.
Aaron-
Aaron Thomas.
yep, Aaron Thomas, yep.
Yep.
Right.
And Jake, her
Yes.
husband, who just won the screenplay competition.
Awesome.
And is a filmmaker as well. It's really fun to see them when you get the alumni coming back.
Yes.
And equally as fun to see, and even maybe a little more so, are the partnerships that form after our festival. You know, these filmmakers who met at our film festival and are doing their next project together.
Right.
Or one's writing and the other one's directing, and they're all interconnected because of meeting at Sedona.
Right.
Which is really, really means a lot to us because we like that. We love that part, that we can be the nurturing. We can be this kind of place that people can feel comfortable and meet people and work together.
Right.
So, it's
Which
kinda
is
fun.
amazing, and that's what Vivian, who was just here with her film earlier,
Oh,
she
Scrap,
was saying,
Vivian Kerr.
yeah,
Mhm.
with Scrap, she basically said she just left the Beaufort, the South Carolina Film Festival, and then she said she's starting to see people that she's recognized from all the film festivals
Right.
that she's going, and it's sort of like this nice little family team that has developed. So, and we've had that here, you know, for many, many years. As long as I've been here, that's one of the things that I've loved the best.
And it's really fun to see the comments when filmmakers post it after our festival
Yes.
on Film Freeway, the submission portal that we all get our films from online, where the filmmakers submit. It's wonderful to see the comments that come out. You know, wow! If you want to experience a filmmaker festival, go to Sedona. We got we had a 3-minute short film, and they gave us a half-an-hour interview in the media lounge. You know, it's all sorts of wonderful comments, and people like Aaron Brown Thomas and
Right.
Jake, and others, Miles, Dylan, that have been here. They suddenly start telling their friends.
Yes.
And all of their friends start submitting films. You know, we've gotten workshop panelists because of our connection to our filmmakers. We've gotten other filmmakers because of our selection to our connection to our filmmakers. So it's really wonderful that they are our networking.
Exactly.
And they are a branch of our marketing now that all started from here.
Yes. And you have to shout out Amy. So Amy, Superwoman, Amy, Wonder Woman, actually. She's told a slew of people to come here.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And continues to even now that she's gone.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just amazing. So I love that. I
Yeah,
love
it's really
people
cool.
continually do that.
Okay, so I hate to break this love fest up, but
No.
we got a 2:00 interview coming up.
See how he has to keep us
That's
on
right.
track? You cannot
He,
leave
even
us.
now, when he's being interviewed, he's keeping us on track. What is this about?
Got to wrap it up.
So, on behalf of the Sedona International Film Festival, I want to thank, and me personally, I want to thank. We're not going to cry because we agreed that we're not going to. In fact, he might secretly be cheering.
Shot her.
Wait, no, yeah, we can't guarantee what she's going
Right,
to do.
right.
But this has been a hell of a ride.
It's been
Really a
it's
hell of a
been a
ride.
great
This
ride.
has been amazing, and
been a
you've
great
taken us to a whole completely new level. And I know you won't be with us in the capacity you were, but you will be with us.
I will be.
And what you've done will launch us into the next
Thank you.
millennium.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a good man.
You too.
Thank you.
We make a good team.
Yes, we do.
Okay, and I can't do this. Oh,
I'll take the out trick. So we're back at the Sedona International Film Festival's 30th anniversary celebration with the last year with Steve Carr, but only the beginning of wonderful things that he's made possible.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And we'll be back in the media room shortly.
That's right.
and what's the hashtag?
Hashtag, I forgot.
You forgot the
SIF30.
hashtag.
SIFF30 hashtag. Please,
right.
please use it.
Yes. Thank you.
We'll see you at the movies.